Wow. Yeah. That's how. So people have the microscope on us, bro. Yep. You telling people stop playing the fool with Christianity. You playing the fool with Christianity, that's crazy.
You should have so many people around you that for you to see, you have to lie to too many people.
Why? You see what they will have for me. Bigger than us, bro. Why? Like, I feel for them. I'm hurt.
Guys, welcome back to the channel. It has been such a long time since I have posted a video. But today we are joined by a very special guest, a brother in the faith, none other than Arnold. Jules. Arnold, it's lovely to have you here, my bro.
Blessings, my bro. It's a pleasure.
So guys, I hope today we're just gonna talk about family, fatherhood, holiness, Christianity, and hopefully you guys stick around and you guys are blessed by the content today.
Hey there, I'm Shemaine.
And I'm Rashad.
And we're the Prospers.
So AJ, welcome to the YouTube channel.
Thank you, my bro.
There are a lot of people who don't know who you are, or some that know you from in passing. Can you let us know a little bit about you, where you grew up? Give us a little background as to who AJ is.
Background on AJ, I would say that I grew up, I would say that I grew up as a ghetto youth.
Okay.
I would say I was born and raised Marsha, Castries, Black Mali to be exact. And I grew up as a regular young boy, going through all the motions, different aspects of life. I would say that my parents raised me well, but along the lines, you meet different people with different walks of life and you start to pattern your life, against these things.
Yeah.
So I would say I found myself following bad company, I would say. And I continued along that path where I started, smoking the weed, doing things I should not have been doing and stuff. And I would say fast forward, God changed my life. And yeah, man, that's the AJ you see here today.
I love it. So I like that you gave us a brief history as to how everything was for you. Ultimately, I love how the power of the gospel, the power of Christ, it transforms us. Doesn't matter who we used to be, but when we look at the word of God, when we look at who Christ has called us to be, and then we can actually emulate that, bro, that's the most important thing.
Most important.
The first time I met you was at Streams of Power.
Yeah.
That was a few years back. That's when AJ was just, I think that was around the time you just started coming around camp, because normally the Streams of Power camp is where we get a lot of young people that come together.
Right.
And I remember when AJ was in the church, but all the girls was hot after AJ, boy. AJ. People say, yeah, boy, I go save him so he can be my husband.
That's crazy.
So if you can just tell us a little bit about how you encountered Christ. What was your first experience with God and how you encountered Christ?
So I was always God conscious because I don't think I grew up in a evil home.
Okay.
So my parents were not Christians, but we prayed, and I have an uncle who is a Christian. So he would occasionally invite us to church and different things. So every time I heard the gospel, it made sense, but I never took it serious, right? I didn't see the need. I just felt like, okay, if God loves us, then I can continue living how I want to. And when I was 18 years old, I was going to South Arthur Lewis Community College. And my best friend at the time, he was invited to a camp held by Streams of Power. So he told me he's going on a camp, would I like to come? So I asked him, what is the camp about? And he said, it's a godly camp, it's a Christian camp. And I told him, man, I don't know them Christian thing. I go in no camp, bro. So he went to the camp and bro came back a different person.
Wow.
So I'm talking about us having, jumping carnival, wet fete, every fete we were there. Our language was not positive at all. And bro came back, he wasn't cussing anymore.
Wow.
And I'm talking about he went to the camp from the Thursday evening
Came back this Sunday.
to the Monday. And when bro came back to school on Tuesday, he was a different person.
Wow.
So I was confused. I was like, that does not make sense. What power can change a man from in a weekend?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I told myself I need to experience that power. So I remember going home, I prayed, and I told God, if you wake me up Sunday morning at 6 o'clock, which I knew was impossible, because on the weekends I would sleep in, I told God, if you wake me up 6 o'clock Sunday morning, I will visit the same church. That changed that dude. And lo and behold, 6 o'clock, bro, I woke up. I was like, that does not make sense. I said, Mom, I'm going to church. My mother freaking out. My mom freaking out. My mom say, you going to church? I say, yeah, man. I can never forget that. I put on a blue short sleeve shirt. That was in 2009. Blue short sleeve shirt.
2009, bro.
Black jeans. I had my little plaits in my hair. And I headed for Streams of Power. Bro, when I reached in that church, the word, I'm telling you that and I'm getting goosebumps. The word cut me open, bro. The word hit me and I felt like this is my moment. I need to surrender my life to God. And that happened right there and I never turned back.
Wow.
That was it.
Wow. So what were some of the first things that you noticed when you gave your life to Christ?
So there's a story behind that, right? So that Sunday, because it was around carnival time. So that Sunday, I think either the Monday or 2 Mondays after would have been carnival. Now my costume, I'd already paid for my costume. I had my costume at my home. So I had my costume at my home. And I was telling God, I feel different. I feel like I'm no longer supposed to be doing this, but what should I do? I have the costume, I can't sell it and stuff, right? So I tell everybody, please don't try this. But God had mercy on me, and that's how I understood He was a merciful God, right? I told God, if He allows me to go jump to jump carnival, just these 2 days, I'll surrender my life totally. And bro, I kid you not, I'm jumping carnival and I'm just not feeling myself. The usual jump everywhere, wine on a girl, drink rum. Bro, I'm jumping and I feel depressed. I feel like I don't belong here. So I'm on the road, I'm watching around, I'm feeling like somebody might just shoot me, I might just die. Unrepented. Like I just felt like this is not your place, bro. You're a changed person. You had to come out from there. So I managed to make it to day 1. Day 1 was gone. Day 2, as soon as I got home, I remember unplaiting my hair, taking off the costume, everything. I knelt down by my bed and I prayed and I told God for taking care of me these 2 days, allowing me the grace to see another day. I surrender my life totally. Boom.
Now, you know that story you give there is such an interesting story because as I had shared previously in one of the previous videos, when I was in secondary school, A-level, I had a porn addiction. And I remember I told God, God, that was something I was struggling with, porn and masturbation. And I was telling God, I need to get over this hurdle. Help me get over this hurdle. And then one day I woke up, I had no taste, no desire for it.
Wow.
And I decided, let me just go and try it one more time to make sure it works again. Make sure it works again. And when I went, it didn't have any taste, no desire. So I mean, as crazy as it sounds, I agree with you. We're not going to encourage anybody to do it.
Yeah.
But
that was my experience.
There are stories and times in the Bible where people test God.
Yeah.
When Gideon came and then the fleece was dry and then the ground was wet and the ground was wet and then the fleece was dry. Right. And there are just times because as human beings, we just, we're mad.
We crazy.
Mad.
Sometimes we just need a big sign. We need something, And that was just an amazing experience for me.
I know I tell people, some people, they learn through listening, they learn through listening. People can give them a story, they learn. Some people can learn through watching. They see people's experiences, not for me. And some people actually learn by experience.
Right.
I feel like I'm one of these people that I can see people fall into a hole. I can hear people give me advice, but it's not until I say, that makes sense. That makes sense.
It's true.
So, bro, tell me about your, so after you got saved, there's this really interesting thing that happened because you started, it was Bible school? And then afterwards you moved into the Christian music arena. How has that been? Because like I said, I remember when AJ came in, everyone was AJ. And then to see God has started to work in your life and make things happen and to transform your heart to the point where you decide you want to go to Bible school.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then you out there push. I remember when you had your graduation and stuff, and then you got married young. And listen, I don't want to jump ahead, but we're going.
Boy. I would say that I always had a passion for rap music. That has been my passion from the time I was small. So I would say from age of 10 years old, I used to watch BT, used to watch rap. Then I started making my own rap music. Then when I became a Christian, a brother from the church told me, you don't need to quit rapping, because I never heard of gospel rap before. So he told me, you don't need to quit rapping. You can use your talents to glorify God. So I was confused since I never heard that before. So he told me, bro, I'll send you to listen to some fellas. Go and listen to Lecrae, KB, Tedashii, Andy Mineo, the whole squad. And I'm listening to these guys and I'm saying, so you can actually take positive lyrics and turn that into a rap song? That's crazy. I'm trying that.
True.
So I remember doing that. I came on Sunday, I told my pastor, I have a song to sing. My pastor trusted me, I came, I rapped. Bro, I saw the old folks, the young folks, the whole church going crazy. I'm like, you serious? Like, I can do this? Boom, I just continued that. That talent landed me in Trinidad, where I got the prophecy for me going back to school.
Wow.
So everything just ties in, right? So I remember my aunt had a sister in Trinidad who was in charge of a youth group. So she said they're going to a camp in Grenada. So maybe you should tag along. So boom, I just took a flight and I just got meet the people in Grenada. We had the camp, we did everything, I rapped for them and stuff, and then they invited me to Trinidad the next year. So I'm there, their prophet just called me up and he started speaking into my life. And he's like, God is saying you're gonna go back to school, among so many other things, right? God is saying you're gonna go back to school. Now at that point, I say it's a false prophet. Because I hated school, Rashad. I was not going back to school for anything. All of a sudden, I leave Trinidad. I just have the desire to study God's word. I mean, I used to read his word, but study apologetics, defending the faith, all kind of thing. I'm like, where that desire come from? All of a sudden, I just heard that West Indies School of Theology, within that same year, is opening a branch in St. Lucia. Wow. I'm like, God, what are you doing? You know? And I remember what intrigued me about that course was after that course, we could have done one more year in Trinidad to do psychology and counseling. And that's what I was really pushing for. But God had other plans. So both my wife and I, we enrolled and we graduated with honors with our diploma in theology.
I remember.
And that's crazy.
What year was that when you graduated?
That was
maybe 14, 15, thereabout.
About 15.
Because I remember seeing a picture of you all on Facebook.
Yeah.
And the one thing I was
around
saying,
there,
because you all got married young, and at the time when you all got married, a lot of young people were just like, boy, but you get married young. You get married young, like what happened? And then watching you all grow together and do everything together. And bro, you guys have been such an inspiration to people like me.
Appreciate
watching
that.
a young couple push through, making it work despite what everybody else saying, and creating a community around your bro. It's been, how many years have you guys been married so far?
This year will be 10 years.
Wow.
And we were together for 5 before that.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Bro, congratulations, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah,
wow. Man. And then afterwards, so you started moving into, I remember Youth Fest was a big thing for you as well. Tell me about the Youth Fest journey.
Youth Fest was my breakout season, you know. Yeah, I remember just hearing about Youth Fest, and I signed up in 2011, and I won the adults category. So there are 3 categories, juniors, seniors, and something else. So I won the adults, the seniors category, 2011, but I didn't win the overall youth stuff. Then I figured it's a good opportunity to minister the gospel there, because you know there's all different genres of music. So I wasn't going necessarily to win, but just as an avenue to, you know, speak God's word through music. So the second year I went up again and I won the adults category again, but I didn't win the youth star. So I'm like, you know what happened? I tried one more time. I went one more time, blew them away. I won the others category and the overall youth star.
Nice.
So basically, Youth Fest kicked me out.
I remember you said that.
They said that there's no one who has ever won so many times and to win overall youth star. They tell me, nah, you can't compete again.
You're done.
So the following year, they brought me as a guest artist.
I agree.
So big up Youth Fest.
That's right.
I think it's an amazing avenue for young people to showcase their talent. I can even say I have brothers like Salty and True Notes, even Zidane, who has competed and placed in Youth Fest. So it's actually giving them a platform to just speak God's truth through music. So yeah, man. It's a good vibe.
Yeah, man. So here's an interesting question I always wanted to ask you. As a Christian and also being in the music space, how do you manage the temptation of because Christian artists don't necessarily become famous, but I'm sure there are people whispering in your ear on the other side to try to get you famous. How do you walk the path, my brother? How do you
Now, some people might say that if they hear me say that, they may say that I'm lying, right? But for me, it's an easy journey. When I say easy, I mean because I know what God has done for me and I know the truth that He has put in me, there's no way that I can compromise what He has given me to try to fit in or to gain something, because I personally believe that I've received the best thing that I can ever have, which is salvation. Man, it's golden. So I don't think money, fame, or anything can sway me into a different direction. So when I see people making it, sometimes I feel like, you know, you're not recognized enough. Because sometimes I feel like, no boast or anything, but sometimes I feel like, AJ, you're a really good artist, you know.
And you have the skill.
And sometimes you hear
technical skill.
You hear people make music and you're like, and them fellas going far.
Yeah.
The government selling them to Taiwan, Dubai,
Japan.
And I'm listening to the music like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
And then you have someone or other people pushing positive lyrics, take their time and study God's word to, you know, craft their art. And you don't really get that recognition. It stings sometimes.
No, it's understandable. I mean,
but
we are human.
I don't ever feel like I should give this up because it's not worth it, or maybe I should spin my lyrics or compromise a little to get ahead. That has never crossed my mind, not once.
I like that you mentioned that. So I believe that when a man, like I said, when we become saved, when God changes our hearts, and we, like the Bible says, God says, "Be ye holy, for I am holy."
Right.
And I do believe that in our pursuit of holiness, especially as men, when our hearts become transformed, we don't want to go back to how we used to be.
Yeah, bro.
So I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
We see it,
different.
But it doesn't entice us.
No.
Because our heart is just not on that frequency anymore.
Nah.
But how do you, as a man, as a Christian, what does holiness look like to you? How do you stay on the holiness?
The path of righteousness.
The path of righteousness.
I remember telling my youth group, is it 2 Sundays ago, that the word of God says, how can a young person remain pure? By obeying your word. So that has been my my vibe. I literally thought that there was some magical thing you had to do to be holy or to remain holy. And God's word said, just by obeying my word, that's how you can remain pure. So my whole vibe has just been, everything God tells me to do, just do it. I would say that part is difficult because sometimes we want to do our own things. But throughout my life, I've seen the benefits of listening to God. So I am where I am today because I listen to God. And it's just a beautiful thing to just believe God, take him at his word, and just do what he says. So sometimes you may fall short, you make mistakes, but you get back up again and listen to God. And that's it for me.
It makes sense, my bro.
Yeah, man.
I like it. Sometimes it's as simple as that. Sometimes we overthink these things. It's just, so in your pursuit of holiness, and that's something that so I'm asking you a lot of questions that I tend to ask myself, but it's good to have a brother like and bounce my questions off. In your pursuit of holiness, when you say I'm going to live a certain way, like you look at how men in your circles live, your co-workers, men who claim to be Christians, people that keep falling short, and you're trying to live holy, or you're making the conscious effort to continue to live holy. And now people start to notice that, like, for example, let's say you're doing your do, and then there are women that are looking at you like, boy, I like AJ's vibe. He's a good man, he's a good father, he's a good husband, and they find themselves being drawn towards that. How do you, as a man, especially in the workplace, how do you keep yourself accountable, more or less?
So I try to be as open as possible with everyone. And I try my best not to leave room for anything. Because the crazy part about life is once you're a Christian, or worse, a famous Christian or an artist, bro, like they will take you and they'll drag you in the dirt. If you're just a regular Christian, people don't know about you. You're
like me.
You're a quiet Christian in the workplace. There are Christians at work that people don't even know they're Christians. But when you hear AJ, bro, so I think of how that's going to damage God's testimony in my life and stuff like that. I will say in my early years of Christianity, I've fallen into so many things, bro. Like, I was still struggling with promiscuity, masturbation, pornography, all these things in my early years. And I sometimes feel that there is still the tendency to fall back into these things, but I try my best to be as accountable as I can with my wife. And I have 1 or 2 brothers. I say 1 or 2 because the circle's getting smaller. And that's tough.
Ooh, bro, you hitting the nail right on the head, bro.
Bro, that's tough. You started out with an army.
Yep.
And then brothers used to be accountable too. You realize that you just have about 3 soldiers with you now. Coming from a whole army. And it's sad, you know? So you literally you cannot just play casual. You really need to be intentional. You have to be intentional because you have married women, you have big women in society, all type of thing coming at you. That's crazy. That's the only way I can put it. It's crazy. So once you're I would say just open, not open like inviting, but just being real and transparent. That's the word.
Because I do I have had instances where I over the course of time, I would kind of start drifting towards some of my coworkers, my female coworkers. Like they good people, they have good vibes, good energy, and then you find yourself talking to them a little bit more on WhatsApp, and when you see they walk up in the workplace, you're like, hey, like you happier to see them than everybody else.
It's true.
I've come to realize over the course of time, what you said is so important, the transparency of your spouse. As hard as it does to be my bro, when I sus on myself to my wife, it makes it easier for me. When I sus on myself to my wife, it makes it easier for me. I say, babe, you know what? There's this lady at work that I enjoy talking to. And as much as it hurts me to say it, but the fact that sin cannot live in the open.
Yeah.
We sin likes the darkness. So when we begin to speak about things, and even having, like you said, having your male circles, I do have a couple male friends who I can speak about certain things too. Yeah. But then, like you say, it breaks my heart, bro, and you see a lot of the men that you started off with, they falling off. They're falling off, and you try to encourage them, and they keep losing their fire, they keep losing their way. One of the things that really kind of surprises me, and is one of my biggest fears. Like I've always told my wife, that's one of my biggest fears. When I can look at men who are role models and examples, pastors, leaders, deacons, they've been married for 50, 60 years, and then they get divorced. Bro, that's one of the scariest things. That's one of the scariest things in life, because
I can't deal with that.
Bro, that's so scary. Because I'm like, you met your wife, within the first 5 to 10 years, you guys were in love. You were absolutely in love. What happened?
I can't deal with it.
You fall in love with your wife, you grow in love with your wife, you start a ministry with your wife. God used you to touch hundreds and thousands of people. And then 30, 40 years down the line, I've decided,
it's crazy.
Bro,
and I always tell my wife that when that happens, somebody on Papi show.
True.
Is either one or the other.
True.
Because I personally believe with all my heart that if I love God and my wife loves God, we are separate.
That's true. That makes sense.
So a connection with God between somebody, it missing. Something happening somewhere.
It makes sense.
And I'm not saying that we don't make mistakes and stuff like that, but when you see two Christians getting divorced, somebody is disconnected from God, bro. I personally believe that.
No, that makes sense.
And it's just tough because the world is looking at us as hope. They're seeing hope in us. So I know a lot of people look up to Patrice and I, and we always have this thing telling each other. They have days. She look at me and she say, "Don't do much if yourself, And I tell her, like, it's bigger than us. Like, we love each other. And I see that, God forbid, we separate, a lot of people's faith will be
just shattered.
Though we don't put our faith in man. But if our relationship is an example, like what you're saying, if we ain't make it, then bro, who making it?
That's true. Because one of the things that I remember, when Ravi Zacharias passed, and then there were all these things that were being said about how he lived in the last days. These things hurt me, bro. It hurt me because, one, I understand that, allegations, but one, I understand that we are human. We are created sinful. To sin is man. We have all fallen short. So I cannot look at this man and say, boy, the man disappointed me. Because really and truly, the man is a sinner just like me.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's Christ is the one that
makes the difference.
Brings us to repentance. You had mentioned the thing about the living publicly. And I was telling somebody, I have a lot of SDA friends. And the reason that a lot of them get a lot of chat and everything, oh, you doing this, you doing that, is because the SDA denomination, their beliefs are out there in public.
Right.
So whereas a Catholic or a Pentecostal or an evangelical might do something that's a little bit risque, we know what SDAs believe in.
Right.
We know that Sabbath starts sunset to sunset.
Right.
We know they don't wear jewelry. We know that they respect the food laws, etc., etc., etc. So now, when you see somebody stepping out of that, we I grew up ridiculing, that's a bad vent is a bad. But what I've come to realize is because their beliefs are so public, we're able to hold them more accountable because we know what they believe in, what they're supposed to and not supposed to do. So I like the fact that you're saying that we live in life publicly.
Yeah, man.
People need to know we're Christians, bro.
Yeah, bro.
As crazy as it is.
Bro. We can't sleep. Imagine, it's so crazy, that I remember one time I was on the line at a bank. And I think the service was poor. And I just stood like that. I was just looking at everybody. I wasn't saying anything. And I was just, keeping my composure. Everybody rioting, blah, blah, blah. Where the tellers? People quarreling. I'm telling you, hours. I'm just there, just observing and thing. Then I think that same day, my pastor sent me a message. And he told me, I'm so proud of you, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, for what? He told me, some people were observing your behavior in the bank. I'm like, what? What you're talking about? They say, they were so impressed that everyone was getting on. You were the only person on the line just keeping your cool. And then it freaked me out. But then again, I'm saying to myself, wow, that's how. So people have the microscope on us, bro.
Yep.
Especially when you're in the forefront in ministry. Singing gospel insanity, bro.
That's right.
You're telling people, stop playing the fool of Christianity. Playing the fool of Christianity, that's crazy.
Stop playing the fool with Christianity. For God's sake, stop the profanity. No more vanity, prove to humanity. We getting crazy, gospel insanity.
That's right.
So, though I will be judged with greater strictness, as the word said, as a leader, I'm happy it's that way.
True.
Because it leaves no room for me to do magic myself. Even if, yes, I will fall, I will make mistakes. And the world, unforgiving, bro. Unforgiving. And just that, in and of itself, it helps me grow. It forces me to be righteous. Because they're looking. People are just waiting to see you fall. So you can't afford to slip up now.
That's true.
So the pressure, I love the pressure. Give it to me, I'll grow.
I agree. It makes sense. And I like that you take it on the chest. You're ready. It's a way to hold ourselves accountable. Now, a lot of men, we shy away from that. There are a lot of men that'll say, boy, I don't want that response. And I've heard people say, I don't want to move into ministry because people will be watching me.
I've heard that.
But I like the fact that you'll say, I'm ready for ministry because I understand that there's a level where people are going to look at me as an example. I also understand I'm not perfect, but I want to at least try to show people what effort looks like.
It's God that called me, bro.
True.
I call myself.
That's right.
So if He is going to equip me,
that's right.
Give me the armor, I go in.
That's right.
Let me go.
That's right.
That's just been my vibe.
That's right.
Honestly.
So you said so now you said we've touched a little bit on everything for marriage. 10 years of marriage, bro. 10 years of marriage. Wow.
That felt like I got married last year.
Bro, like honestly, like it felt like I was watching Facebook the other day. And I remember you all got married young, and then you all got married when getting married wasn't even popular yet. I used to show you. And then afterwards everyone's like getting married, and now it's like a normal thing. How has marriage been? I mean, I know there are the ups and the downs, and the first things first, you look like you haven't aged a bit. You look like the only thing I mean, your hair fall off and thing. I don't think it's marriage. I mean, the hair fall off and thing.
The grace. Yeah, man. Marriage has been amazing, bro. I don't know. When we were getting married, I was 26. My wife was 23. Boy, I hear people tell me things.
Boy,
people in the church, people outside the church, y'all getting married too young. Y'all haven't explored life yet. Blah, blah, blah. And we're sitting there confused. It's like, if I have found the one, what am I looking for again? You get what you want already, bro. What you get your dream job. You going to go out looking at other jobs? Nah, bro. So that was it for us. Once we found that, hey, this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. This is the person that I see God is using, and that person is backing down from the gospel, because that was one of the things that was most important for me. When I met my wife, her conversation was so different to the other conversations I've been having. Other girls just want to sleep with AJ, bro.
True.
My wife was, what do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
I say, deep
bro,
conversation, boy.
I'm watching that young girl in her teens. My wife was like 18, 19. I'm like, what do you see yourself in the next 10 years? Where you get that conversation from?
Where you get that from?
Like that's a front. You just trying and put on something then. You know, our conversation was just, she's straight, like it's just God or nothing.
Yeah, man.
And one of the biggest things for me was, even when we started dating, we started getting close, you know, we go out, stuff like that. You know, as someone coming from a crazy background like mine, promiscuity, all kind of thing, I still have those hot tendencies.
Yeah.
And even when she was just my girlfriend, I telling you all that, even when she was just my girlfriend, you know, like it would be too hot on me, Rashad, and I'd be like, boy, I feel like I can take it. And I would try to advance myself, and she'd be like, nah, we're waiting till marriage.
Hey boy, draw the line, draw the line, boss.
You know how many girls that would buckle?
True.
And she was like, nah, we're waiting till marriage. I'm like,
Wow.
Lord, that is the one.
That's right.
Somewhere that can keep me in check and stuff like that. That is the one. I'm not saying that those who possibly tried their best and have fallen short.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're not the one.
We're all human.
But you know, we're all human and stuff. But I'm just saying, like, particularly for her.
Yeah.
Because when we tell people that we were together for 5 years before we got married and we waited, people think it was all on me. Nah, if it was all up to me, bro, I messed that up. I've been real, bro. I messed that up.
True.
But it was because of her strength.
Yeah.
She was able to keep us.
The Bible talks about the
God
Proverbs
amazing,
31
bro.
woman, bro.
God amazing, bro. I don't know.
Amen to that, amen.
Yeah.
So just to clarify, when I say we're all human, I don't mean we're all human, I expect everybody to fall. It just, we're all human that in the pursuit of holiness, sometimes we lose our way. That is no excuse for us to live in sin. That's no excuse for us to continue to choose sin over and over again.
Right.
But it's just that we are human in the sense that we are hoping, we are aiming for holiness.
Yeah, man.
And sometimes we may just lose our footing along the way. Just like for you, marriage for me has been, marriage for me has been, it's an upward trend.
Yeah.
But when you zoom in like the stock market, you go see some dips and it's growing. It's been growing. Yeah. And I love my wife more now than I did when we just got married. And I
like to hear that,
bro. It's an amazing thing to say. It's an amazing thing to say. We just had another baby. A lot of people don't know because our last video we posted, she wasn't even pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's a long time.
Bro, it's been a while. Wow. So we just had another baby. And
congratulations.
I love her now more than I did when we just got married. And I've gotten to see her grow. I've gotten to see like phases of her. We were just going over some pictures even before our first daughter, and she was so skinny.
Wow.
And she was so like, you can see the youthfulness. And then as you watch time go by, you see the maturity and the motherhood and the wifeliness.
That's
and
amazing, bro.
The reason I am the person that I am today is because of my wife. A lot of the things that I have done and I have achieved is because God has put this woman behind me.
Yeah, boy.
And a lot of the times, like even to go to gym, my bro, for the past couple of weeks, my wife has been like, go to gym.
That's the
Yesterday she checked me, she told me, go to gym. And then when I go and I see you posting on Facebook, say, what are you doing for carnival? Legs.
Yeah, man.
So bro, I really thank God that He has given us good wives. Wives that see things in us that we don't even see in ourselves. Bro. That's crazy.
It's true.
That's crazy.
My wife told me she saw what God was going to do with me. When I came into the church, a lot of people thought that, mid go just be passing through. Yeah. Like, you know, these youth, they come, they enjoy the vibe, and then they back into the world. Yeah. My wife tell me when I came, she saw my heart, she saw my desire for God. She said, nah, damn it, no way, bro.
Boy, Patrice, I see you, my girl.
Yeah, man.
Wow, bro, that's amazing. That's amazing.
It's been amazing. Oh, I wanted to say also that in the conversations with people saying don't get married young and stuff, they were saying, you know, marriage, it will be hard and stuff like that. Bro, I'm being honest with you and I'm not joking. My marriage has not been hard.
True.
We in the marriage have gone through difficult times.
Yeah.
but not hardship in the marriage.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's something amazing. So my wife and I have gone through different crazy parts in our lives together and individually. But to say that marriage has been hard, no. We've been best friends when we got together. We remain best friends. I don't want to jump the gun like you were saying, but then in marriage, when you have your wife as your best friend and you don't leave any like loopholes, like for example, if I'm upset with her, the only person I can go to about that is God and her, right? And not somebody else that may advise me or ill-advise me and stuff like that. So we try our best to work through everything together because I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
True.
So the quicker we can get over these arguments, the faster we will make things happen.
When you hear that?
You check it? Yeah, man. Now, in the moment, sometimes it's tough.
Bro, honestly, like, you know, the one thing I told Shimin is I find solace in knowing that no matter what we're going through, no matter how rough it is, once we know divorce is off the table, like we know for sure, no matter how bad it gets, we're not going that route. We're fighting, bro.
We're fighting.
Because we know ultimately, and I think that it gives you a level, as a man, it gives me a level of security. Knowing that no matter how rough it gets inside the hair, we know we're not leaving each other.
We're fighting.
And it gives me the comfort to know you're talking to me for today, you're talking to me tomorrow, but I know we'll get through it because divorce not on the table.
We'll get through it.
You stuck with me, my boss. You stuck with me.
I see that's family members. You get vexed if your brother, bro.
Man.
Mate go always be your blood, bro.
Yeah, man.
Mate not going nowhere.
That's right.
So it's best you just fix it now because you'll always, even your daughter, your children, they stuck with you, bro. For life. No matter what they do, you still have to love them, care for them. So
that's right. Now I met a couple years back, Ibrahim and Linnell, and they were saying that you see how we have the concept of godparents. Because we're talking about godparents for our kids, and they were saying that Ibrahim was telling me that in his culture, the concept of godparents is not applied to children; it's applied to marriages. So when you get married, you and your wife have godparents.
Wow.
Your godparents would be a couple that's not your family, nor her family, but it's somebody that you spiritually trust that can guide you. So in the instance where, like you were saying, you and your wife vex with each other, you know that she can either take it to God, to you, or to that couple. But you also trust that couple because they fall under the same spiritual covering that you fall under in the church. You trust that they will give you unbiased and biblical advice. And you also trust that even if your wife is in the wrong, they still, when they finish, they still come in and take with you too. Because even though you're in the right, the Bible have a way, bro. The Bible have a way of just making everybody wrong, bro. Even though you're in the right, you're in the wrong. If you know your brother have an ought against you, you have to go and fix it.
That's crazy.
And that's the thing. So I like people who can hold us like that accountable. They say, hey, what you did wasn't right.
I love it.
And then they go to the husband and say, your job now is to forgive.
I love it.
Yeah, man.
And I think that's one of the qualities I would say God has given me, to be a humble person, in that if someone comes to me and say, yo, AJ, I think you're wrong. Bro, as much as it would hurt, bro, I love that. Because I want to grow. I want to become a better person. I love, so if you, Rashad, see me in a slackness and say, boy, AJ, I support what you're doing. Bro, it go hurt, it go cut, but I would feel good knowing that I have somebody to pull up my socks. Because I want to be a better person. That's true. And I think everyone should strive to be a better person. And correction is not something to bring you down, but to, to uplift you.
I think one of the ways you can look at it as well is, for me, I personally don't like to apologize often. I guess, like you said, it's just very humbling. And I feel like when it humbles me so much, so what I try to do to not have to apologize is I try to not put myself in the situation. So I don't have to come and say, babe, I screwed up, because I know if somebody come and, you ever see that meme where the girl come and ask you for the time and say, I have a wife. Come and say, excuse me, I have a wife. So if I don't allow myself to go down a certain path, I'd have to come and apologize for it later. I'd have to come and tail between my legs and cry and weep and sob.
So just stay away from it
Stay
completely.
away from trouble, bro. Stay away from temptation. Stay away from them
It's
Jezebels at work, my boss.
It's a tough thing, you know.
Yeah, man.
As we're on that topic there, I'm watching, like, we're in the carnival season, right?
True.
So I worked on Saturday and I was walking up north. And bro, the amount of nakedness and things I'm seeing on the road, right? And it didn't trouble me too much, but then I started to feel like, okay, so for example, I'm walking, I see a couple of young ladies half naked, and I'm like, wow, boy, them girls looking well, you know. You check, that's the truth.
They hit the gym.
Right. So I'm saying to myself, so whilst I'm walking, I'm having a conversation with myself and God. And I'm saying, if I am a righteous man according to God, and I'm really trying my best to hold myself, how much more difficult it is for the average man.
True.
And that's when I start to empathize and understand the struggle a man has. Because if a godly man can still be not tempted, but
inclined to want to be tempted.
Exactly.
Inclined to temptation.
It's a difficult thing, bro. And people don't want to talk about that. They just see it as, you know, men not good. You're seeing all women as sex objects, blah, blah, blah. But they don't really understand the struggle behind that as well.
It's a good thing you said that, is that it reminds me of a quote that C.S. Lewis said. The man said that bad people don't understand what it means to be evil because they give in to temptation right away. What? They say, how can you know the strength of a hurricane if you're just catching your sail, or if you're just flying? How can you know the strength of an army if you just give up? Wow. They say it's a good man that knows the level of evil. Wow. Good men understand evil because they fight it every day. They keep it suppressed. They keep pushing back. And he actually said, Jesus, being the one man that never sinned, understands to the fullness what evil can be. Because he's in opposition to it. Evil every single day of his life, my bro. Wow. So when somebody, and I remember having a conversation with somebody and they were saying, I was telling them, bro, like, if somebody were to hurt my family, everybody's like, oh, I've never seen you upset. I've never seen you upset. And I tell you, you don't want to see me upset. You don't want to see me upset. You don't want to see me upset, my bro. Because the reason I am the way that I am is because I understand the temptation of evil. And to suppress that and say, I choose holiness. I choose holiness. I choose holiness. Bro.
Wow.
And I used to wonder,
that's
like,
powerful.
when we were growing up, all the young girls like, I never see you vex. That's crazy. Bro, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's absolutely crazy. So it's like, when you talk about that, and you mentioned about being the godly man, have you ever read the book Disciplines of a Godly Man?
No.
By Kent Hughes, bro. That book is gold.
How are you saying that? I gotta look for that.
I'll send it for you. I'll send you a copy. It talks about the discipline of fatherhood, the discipline of friendship, the discipline of holiness, the discipline of, and it breaks it down. So, for example, he was talking about, in the discipline of friendship, he was giving the example of David and Jonathan. And he was saying the first time that Jonathan went to war, he went in the Philistine camp with his sword bearer. And then him and his sword bearer, the fellas kill everybody. Sword bearer's like, boy, you bad. He's like, well, let we go. Boom, they kill. When he comes back to the Israelite camp, everybody there shaking in their boots because there's a guy that say, send me your best warrior. Sorry about that, guys. Camera died. We had to switch over. So it was talking about when he went there and he's hearing this voice saying, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to chop off your head. And I come at you with the name of God. And the Bible said that Jonathan's spirit and David's spirit became kindled. And then afterwards, when everything happened, the Bible said that Jonathan came to David. He took out his robe, he took out his crown, he took out his everything, and then he put them on David. And what the book was saying was, true friendship, the discipline of true friendship is that, one, it disrobes us. It takes away all the things that we use as our identity. Wow. So if you identify as king or king's son, you take that off. You become vulnerable in front of somebody. Wow. And to top that off, you now adorn somebody with value because he put his crown on David. He was just a shepherd boy. He put his crown on David. He put his robe on David. So it elevated David's status to all the people that were around him. And that's what discipline of friendship should be. The man spoke about The discipline of holiness. That same David that did all them things for God. One day the man go and stand on a balcony, bro. One hot summer day. The Bible says in the times when kings should be out fighting a war, the boss stay at his house
Doing a puppy show.
in the balcony, and the man just look, and the man see,
bro. The eyes,
bro. The eyes, the lust of the eyes. And I find that story so interesting because nobody could hold David accountable, boss. It's not David that went down to get her. David spoke to his boy upstairs to go by the door, to pass the message downstairs, to talk to the bellboy, to run across, to talk to the man. Nobody could have tell the man.
He was so up there.
Yeah. Nobody could have tell him, man, David, and that's one of the things, like the discipline of holiness. We should have, Carl Lenz said that one time, you should have so many people around you that for you to sin, you have to lie to too many people.
Why?
The man said that, and granted, I mean, the man is human, but when he said that, that really resonated to me. That he said, it's too much effort for me to have to lie to all these people.
It's better
just for me to fall in a slackness. There was another guy I met on another story of a pastor on Facebook. The man was saying him and his best friend, the fellas grew up in church, the fellas were seeking God together, and the best friend had a girlfriend, and the best friend decided to go in and check his girlfriend at his house, at her house. Her parents were not home, so the man packed his car in the yard. The man say, normally he does take the highway to go home, but for some strange reason, bro, he decided, I'm just pass the back road. The back road happened to pass outside the girl house. The man say when he passed in the girl house, he's seeing his partner car and the girl car alone in the house, the parents' car not there. The man say he swing the car and skirks, pull up at the door, start banging on the door, bap, 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 bap. Now the friend is giving his story, because it's the friend that's giving the story. The man say, I'm there on the couch with the girl, things starting to get hot. And then I just started hearing pop, 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 pop on the door. So now the man say, you know what? I could just ignore it. And the man say, pop, 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 again louder. And then this person start calling out, AJ. And I was like, okay, so now they're not just trying to get in the house, they're looking for me.
That's crazy.
The man say, bro, I go ignore the man. The man say, while he trying to ignore the man, now the convictions are building up.
Why?
He say, the knocking stopped. So he say, you know, the man check. He now hear knocking on the back window. Pop, 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 pop. AJ, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't sacrifice your holiness. The man say, bro, the conviction take him. He went outside the door, he opened the door, and as soon as his partner comes in, he wraps his arm around him and he says, I got you. And the man say, it's not, I cannot let you sin, bro.
Wow.
And when you say I hear them kind of stories, bro, that's the kind of accountability I want in my life, bro.
Wow.
People will come and tell me, boss,
bro,
I know you on a diet. I know you like fried chicken. You're not passing my KFC.
Yeah, why?
I know you're trying to live holy. Yeah, man, I know you're trying to live holy. I know you and your wife, you're going through a little bit of a something. You're not going and talk to that girl, my boss.
Wow.
I take in your phone. We're going in gym, we're gymming together.
That is what we're doing.
That's what we have to do, bro. Because they have a girl there for big backside that's always come and do squats on a first day. So first day we go and we're walking in the neighborhood, boss. Because I know you and your wife are doing good, and that's the level of accountability
that's it,
we need.
Honestly, bro. Wow. And you saying that, and it brings me back to my circle again. That is so heartbreaking, bro. I'm telling you. Because there were so many who started with us who have fallen away. And it's just a handful of those left. Now, I'm not saying they can't come back. Because it's my prayer that they come back. I mean, we still cool, still pray for them and stuff. But some of them have basically done a 180. It's not even a case where, you know, they just stray for a little. It's like they encounter a problem that they figure that problem is too great, so forget God, basically. And they try to put on the front that, you know, I still believe, you know.
Yeah.
But now it's back to smoking, back to drinking, back to fetting, back to everything that you gave up to walk this straight and narrow. And then, you know, not having my soldiers, it hurts.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing about us having that conversation with my wife again is I was telling her, the crazy thing about a leader is even if people fall away, like you cannot afford to to lack still. You still have to continue pressing. So though I'm trying to reach out my hand, I still have to fulfill God's mandate. I still have to roll.
You can't stop your journey.
Basically. So I told her, and I was telling another partner of mine again, that I feel so confident in God. And this is not me making myself into something I'm not. I boast in God. So what I'm saying is, I feel so confident in God's power that if everyone around me fails to walk this Christian life, I will have my guns up, my shield up for the sake of the gospel by myself, and I don't care.
That's right.
So that's my whole mission, and the reason why I continue to remain that way is so that people can see that, hey, I can be that too. I can be that soldier as well. Because people falling away like flies now, bro.
You're right.
And the crazy thing is, another topic we're talking on. So since we touched on marriage, we know of a lot of Christian marriages that have ended.
Fallen short.
Partner of mine just got divorced. That's crazy. Top partner of mine. And another friend of mine got divorced some time ago. And we're watching our folks and we're saying, okay, so the divorce happened, and then you see these people now going back into the world. So it's no longer a case where things were difficult, we ended it, but God, I'm going to press on with you. I trust you still help me. It's my marriage at work. I go in the world to see what the world have for me.
True.
And bro, I'm trying to understand, like, where does that come from? Why? Why? Like, I feel for them. I'm hurt, bro, because you came to God for a reason. So you're telling me you go back into the, like, what does the world have to offer us that can help us, bro? The world cannot do nothing for me right now. I'm telling you, it's just have fun. That's it. The world cannot do anything for me because I've seen God do the impossible, bro. You know, and that's my heart. That's why I continue to remain faithful to God. Sing songs that edify and strengthen the crew. Our people, the young ones are looking, like my children, looking up to mommy and daddy as, you know, positive examples. If I backslide, I go back in the world and do magic myself. What example am I setting for the little ones? It's bigger than us, bro.
That's true.
And some people don't look at it as it being bigger than them. They just see it as, you know, it's just me. So I can do what I want. Even if I wanted to do shit with myself, just the fact that I know that there are so many people looking up to me as the light, I cannot turn off that light, bro. Because if I turn that light off, then people will be in darkness.
True.
So it's bigger than us. And boy, forgive me for getting so passionate there. Because it's bigger than us. And you know, one rapper, I listen to a lot of Christian rappers, but you know, one rapper that really puts in his music what I just said there is KB.
I was the anime of KB.
Bro,
Mostly
KB not backing down. KB does not care about your fame. Y'all can keep the money, bro. Y'all can keep the fame, keep the shorties. The man make y'all know his wife is all he needs. He doesn't need your money. I don't want your fame. Take everything y'all want. It's God or nothing, bro. What? KB, if you see that video, link me, you know.
Now, one thing I like about KB is like you watch everybody throughout their journey. And look, Cray had his moment where people were asking him, you know, are you still walking the path? And I know Tripoli went and he started preaching, and Andy had a baby and he kind of dropped off the scene. But KB has been doubling down, bro. Like, I find the more, it's like the man, they like wine, bro. Like, as the man gets older, the man's lyrics and content becomes so much more profound.
It's encouraging. Made not backing down, made not giving up, bro. He's not giving up. And I really, it's like, he like one of my partners. He know me.
Not yet.
Music and his lights.
He will check you.
The man, they like my partner.
Thank you.
Big up, Pops. The man, they like my partner, guys.
That's good,
Up
man.
to last night, I in the gym listening to his new album. This cannot be sold.
Now, I was waiting for his new album. I saw one song from it, so I have to go and look for the album.
Bro, this cannot be sold. And the man pour out his heart, make your
The
people
man had a
know,
book,
bruh.
bro. I bought the man book, the Dangerous Jesus. Was it? Shoot. I forgot the name.
I think it's Dangerous
Jesus,
Jesus.
yeah.
But I'm a bad friend, 2K, because I buy the book yet.
That book was amazing.
You
bro.
serious?
The man talking about and he was talking about the Jesus that we understand in the Bible, the merciful, graceful Jesus. Remember, Jesus had a flip side to him, bro.
Why?
That was the Jesus that people used to go to war for and all kind of things, bro. Like when God spoke, God spoke. But I like that we kind of transition into fatherhood a little bit.
Yeah, man.
But I also like where we at, that space that we at right there. Because you see accountability, my bro, that's something that's always been on my heart. And I remember I had a friend that always used to ask me, how's your fire? How's your fire? And then, the older you get, you start to understand the depth to these questions. And you look at a lot of young men who, like you said, they started off with you. They decided to do a lot of the things that you do with you. Even talking about streams of power, there are a lot of young people that I started off with at Streams of Power, bro, that got a taste of Christianity, that got a taste of the gospel, that got a taste of camps. They started rapping, they started singing, they started doing great things for Christ.
Yeah, man.
And then somebody introduced them to the secular.
Yeah.
And bro, I have watched these people become consumed by the secular, so much so that if they have to come in church and do anything, people go be like,
It's
like
true.
you've been out for so long,
But hey,
like,
hold it down.
my boss. For now, get.
It's true.
And that's the scary thing because it's so easy. It's and that's one thing I like about Streams of Power. The youth ministry at Streams of Power is always encouraging. It's always inviting. It's always taking young people and moving them from where they are to where they need to be.
Yeah.
For me, a lot of other churches, we lack that. It's like we're afraid of young people. We're afraid that they're going to make mistakes and make the ministry look bad. One thing I like about Streams of Power is they say, come make your mistakes in here. I'd rather you come here and make your mistakes than you make them outside
It's
there.
true. It's true.
And bro, that's the avenue that a lot of young people need. That's the avenue I needed to grow.
It's true. I think that's how I grew quickly in leadership, because they gave you the opportunity to, they recognize your potential and they just push you in it. So when they recognize, okay, AJ has this gift, Rashad has this gift, this person has this gift, go. Let me see you all flourish with guidance. We're there with you all. I started preaching in church early.
Yeah, man.
Even before I went to Bible school, I was already preaching in church.
So guys, unfortunately, our cameras either got filled, ran out of storage, ran out of battery. So we had to just be cutting it. The conversation was just too hot, too on fire.
Too much vibes.
Too much vibes. So, you know what that means? That means we had to have a part 2. So hopefully next time when AJ is available, hopefully we might even get some other men on the scene so we can talk about marriage, we can talk about the husbandhood, we can talk about fatherhood, we can talk about holiness, we can talk about everything. And hopefully that should be everything. AJ, thank you so much for coming and stopping by, my bro. It's great to have you.
My bro.
After all these months, I'm happy to have you as my first guest.
Always a pleasure.
And we just kind of wanted to bring the channel back to what it used to be, where we were just having these conversations on the couch. I got a little carried away with the day in the life and all them kind of things. It's too much. Anyway, guys, take care. And above all else, remember to keep putting God first in everything that you do. Later.
Blessings.